Hi everyone, and Happy New Year. It's been a long time since I did a video. Apologies for that. There's been so much going on. There's been a couple of shows that we've done and a whole load of figures. We did the Star Wars figure sets and the Action Force figure sets for various shows, and among other bits and bobs and commissions. It's just been a really hectic end to the previous year. And then we did Christmas. We had quite a relaxing Christmas. Then I got ill. So you can still kind of hear it in me now, but apologies for that. I am getting over it. But everyone's that I speak to has been ill. It's taken them a long time to get over it. But yeah, hopefully we're all on the mend now. Hopefully you're all okay and had a fantastic Christmas, New Year, and all that good stuff. So this is just a video to let you all know a fun little project that we're going to be doing. It's going to be a Warhammer themed thing, but it won't be with miniatures. It's going to be with 1/18th scale action figures, mostly the Joy Toy figures. And we're going to do, there's me and a couple of other guys, and hopefully as time goes on we'll be able to recruit more people. And what we're going to do is firstly we need to choose a gaming system. So we've been looking at the obvious, which is Kill Team, and that's a skirmish game that's based around a small group of characters. You've got a squad and it's a small skirmish battle, relatively simple. But then there are systems that are a little more complex, like the Inquisitor game. And we've lost a guy, and I'm knocking everything over now. Like the Inquisitor game from the early 2000s, which is more of it's a combination of like a skirmish and a role-playing game. And I think something like that would really do well. There's also the G.I. Joe role-playing game that we could adapt, and that would allow us to maybe broaden the scope and not just have 40k characters, but have other characters. And there's a character building, squad building element to that game as well that's really fun. But anyway, the point is to get a team, a squad, a warband together, and you can customize it to whatever standard you want. Be that, head swaps or using different figures. You can use anything. You can get a G.I. Joe figure, a Star Wars figure, an Acid Rain figure, Joy Toy, whatever. Build your warband and give each character a name and a story, and that will expand over time, and hopefully you'll have quite a colourful bunch of lovable rogues. And so getting on towards sort of the summer, which is our goal, we're hoping to get down to Warhammer World and get on one of the gaming tables and have a Joy Toy 1/18th scale skirmish. I've spoken to a couple of the chaps at Warhammer World, and they say that as long as we are using mostly, like the Joy Toy figures, and most of us do have a few of them at this point. That's Games Workshop product, and as long as we're using mostly Games Workshop product, we are allowed to use their tables and their space, and you've got all the the amazing things at your disposal, like Bugman's Bar, and you can you've got all the lovely food and everything, and just great surroundings to play these kind of games in. So that's the plan. We want to create a little bit of a thematic world building element around it, character narrative driven war game, and sort of get the creative juices flowing, which it's a nice thing to do. In it, a lot of us, me, from my personal point of view, since I started my business, No More Heroes, and started making custom action figures, doing commissions, and also doing Games Workshop commissions that would be armies and characters that I paint for people. I really struggle these days to do things for myself. And it is important to do things for yourself to keep that love alive. I'm thrilled that it's been able to turn into a job and a career, but you've got to love it, and you've got to want to keep doing it, and sometimes that means doing things for yourself. So this is I think it's gonna be a fun little project, and you never know, it might turn into a bigger endeavour. We want to get people on board. We want to encourage creativity, and eventually, we'll have something really special, hopefully. So let's have a look then. What have we got here? Well, this is sort of the makings of a war band. I don't think these guys, because they're all sort of relatively similar, but there's room to have sort of NPCs and non-playable elements in the game, vendors, allies, stuff like that, especially in the Inquisitor rules. I don't know about the G.I. Joe rules or the Dark Heresy rules. I haven't got my hands on those yet. But anyway, so these guys, I was thinking as part of a war band, an inquisitorial war band with like military elements, mercenaries, etc. So I bashed together this guy as an inquisitor, and I don't usually do soft goods, but I wanted to do something a little bit different, get out of my comfort zone. Seeing as this isn't for anyone, this is for me. So I went in and used some soft goods on this one, and I think they could probably benefit from some weathering and distress the fabric. But so this is my sort of Eisenhorn-esque inquisitor. He needs his own name, and his own backstory, which I've got to really come up with. And if anyone's got any ideas, or if you've come up with an inquisitor, I'd love to hear your ideas of what this guy could be called, and what his specialities could be. So that's him. Let's say he's an Eisenhorn type guy. Now this guy, I was looking at the old Inquisitor game, and I saw, is it Slick Devlin? The gunslinger guy. He's sort of a rough and ready, bit of a Han Solo type guy that hangs around with the Inquisitor, that does the dirty work, basically. And this is just an Acid Rain figure, well, various bits of Acid Rain figures that I As I've said before, when you do commissions and customs for people, you end up with a load of bits, fodder and stuff. So I just raided the fodder box and did this and used whatever I had, threw it together, and it does give you that ragtag 40k scoundrel kind of look. So and then you've just sort of got this guy's, I imagine would be like a beefy kind of imperial soldier, an imperial guardman, maybe a Catachan or an ex penal legion guy that's been recruited by the Inquisitor. And then this dude, I was looking at maybe like an Arbites, like a Godwin Fishig sort of character. It's all open to change, and this won't be what the band ends up looking like. I want to get a couple of Space Marines in there, because, like I said, the guys I've spoken to at Games Workshop, Warhammer World, they were very receptive as long as you use Games Workshop product. So, narratively, this is a Chaos guy that I made a while ago out of a Primaris Intercessor, and I called him Vindicant the Scholar. It may be that I revisit this, go back to it, make it spikier and more scary looking, and use him as like the narrative overarching enemy for the whole campaign, so that all of us that are involved so it's like the hunt for Vindicant the Scholar. He's like a Chaos Space Marine that is out on his own. He's looking for like forbidden knowledge, and he has his own sort of army behind him of like cultists and people that follow him. So that's basically the hook. That's what gave me the idea, just this character, and then build everything else around it. I quite like everyone to like contribute some cultists, so we get people together, get your warband together, but also like you'll pledge, 2 or 3 cultists, and then we can build a big enemy force, like an NPC force, and so they're sort of the bad guys, and it just adds to the collaborative spirit of the project. But it's very early days, and I still need to find out if there's a suitable game system to use. But it should just be fun. That's what I want it to be. That's what we're at a point now where let's just have fun. It's something that we can do in our spare time and get excited about. And sometimes when you've got a hobby, it's easy to lose the meaning of that hobby. My hobby has always been miniatures and action figures. And after the pandemic, I obviously started No More Heroes. So I'm very, very happy with that. But you do have to remember why you fell in love with all this stuff. And at the end of the day, we're all geeks. We all love the aesthetics, the storylines, the rich characters, and the lore of all these properties that we subscribe to. So why don't we just do something a little bit fun, a little bit of escapism, and really just have a good time with it? That's what I think we're aiming for with this. So if you are interested, it's really easy. If you want to get involved, start building a warband. You don't have to be good at painting. You don't have to be like a super customizer or anything like that. If you've got a couple of Joy Toy figures, you've got the beginning of your warband. Maybe give them a little paragraph of story. Come up with your own characters, your own scenarios. Give them a backstory and a history. And if something builds out of that, then great. And ultimately, it'd be great to see some people turning up at Warhammer World later in the year, and we'll get that going, and then maybe we can make it a sort of an event that we sort of get together and play this little narrative campaign. I'd love to see you guys, posting. You can go to the No More Heroes Facebook page, and I'd urge everyone to join that if you haven't already. Or you can go to the Venom Snake 385 on Instagram and post your stuff, get involved in the comments, reach out if you're interested. I'd love to have as many people on board as possible. I think 1/18th scale action figure wargaming could be really, really fun. So with that in mind, I'm going to leave off here. Happy New Year, everyone. Sorry it's been such a long time since I made another video. And do consider getting involved. This is an invitational. So let's make 2024 the year that 1/18th scale action figure wargaming becomes popular. And I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to do all the liking and the commenting and the subscribing. That really helps me out. Still trying to grow this very, very small channel at the minute. And yeah, let's have some fun. All right. Cheers, guys. See you in the next one.